Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today's session we're going to focus on pulling and pressing, specifically from in front of your shoulders to up overhead, and then from up overhead to your shoulders. You'll need a stool that gets you high up off the floor. I'm using 2 stretch bands. If you only have one, that's fine. I'm using some weights that are evenly weighted. I'm using 5-pound weights. You can use no weight or whatever works best for you. We're going to start with the pulling motion. I'm going to do it seated. It's easier and more supportive for your spine when you're seated. You can do it standing as well, just a little bit harder for proprioception to know where your body is. You want to sit on a stool so that when you sit, your hip is above your knee. Higher is better because we're going to be leaning forward here. When you lean forward, you want, again, your lower back and your neck to maintain their natural arches. If the seat is too low and your knees are higher, your lower back is going to round more, and it's going to be a little less efficient for your long-term health and well-being. Not bad, not wrong, just not quite as great for the long scope of things. You want your spine to be that nice, long, supported position so that when you pull, you're efficiently strengthening everything along those deep, deep supportive lines where you're strongest. Right? So when you're sitting, feet flat on the floor, when you lean forward, your lower back should not be rounding. It also should not be markedly arching, right? It's just leaning forward, maintaining those natural curves. Same thing for your neck. Try not to let your head drop down, or conversely to look up at the attachment, right? You're looking forward at an angle. Now, when you grab wherever you feel it good, use one band, that's fine. As you pull, you're going to bring your elbows in front of your shoulders to your waist, bringing your hands toward your shoulders. Your shoulder blades squeeze together and down behind you. Then the arms go forward as you return. Again, exhaling, just breathe. If the exhale is too much for you, pull the elbows in front of you to your waist, hands toward your shoulders, and really pull the shoulder blades back and down together, and then return. Easy. Breathing, pulling to you, squeeze together behind you. 8. Easy. Keeping your lower back as still as you can. Breathe deeply. 7. And because we're leaning against gravity, we're also strengthening your whole spine as well here. 6. That's why it's important if you're going to do it sitting, you sit up high enough so that your spine can be in proper alignment. 4. So all the vertebrae line up in their strongest position relative to how gravity affects us most. 3. Strengthening all those deep fibers along your spine in good alignment. 2. One more time. Elbows in front, shoulder blades squeeze down together. 1. And then gently release. And then sit up tall. Great. Excuse me 1 second. I'm going to get my weights. I did not set myself up appropriately for success. You can do this standing or sitting. Sitting is helpful because, again, you can really feel your spinal alignment, and that can be very, very supportive. Hands can start by your shoulders, elbows in front of you. Palms can face whichever works best for you. Now, as you reach the arms up, they can go straight to the sky or a little further out as far as your neck and shoulders are comfortable. When you bend them in, like we just practiced, you're going to bend the elbows in front of you, hands towards your shoulders. You don't necessarily have to draw your shoulder blades down and back and squeeze them together here, but you will feel how they follow a similar pattern. You're just not activating those muscles with your activation. Press up. Easy reach here. The shoulder blades do an opposite thing. They rotate out and lift up slightly, and that's natural. And just bend the elbows in front of you, hands towards your shoulders. Breathe deeply. Grow tall. Try not to lean forward here. Breathe easy. Palms can face whichever works best for you up there. Easy and lower down. 8. It's easier on the way up to have the elbows in front of you, especially when you start down. But when you come down, try not to let the elbows go out, flare out to the side. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just a lot more aggressive for your shoulder girdle to have the arms traverse out, away, 6 out to the sides that far. In front of you, anywhere in there is much healthier long-term, 5, and going to be less unsafe over time, 4. Make sure you're not rounding your lower back here as you sit. You're sitting up very tall. It's, again, why it's important to have that seat be tall enough so that when you sit down, your lower back, those bones just go into alignment automatically. You don't have to think or force it. Easy breathe, stretch and lengthen. 2, you don't want to overtax those lower back muscles just to sit up. Easy reach. And then rest. Extra time. And there you have it. And go back to our pulling. I'm going to have my spine long, and then I just lean forward, right? From there, elbows come in front of me, hands to shoulders, elbows to waist, squeeze the weight down and back your spine behind you, and then release them, looking forward and down. Again, I'm not looking down between my feet. I'm not looking up to the attachment. I'm looking at an angle downward. That's better for your neck. Again, your neck and your lower back just stay in their natural alignment, pull and squeeze together. 8. And we're doing this with 2 arms because that's a nice way to learn it. Breathe deeply. 7. Easy. It's palatable in terms of time. Breathe deeply. 6. But sometimes teaching people with both arms is easier for people to learn. Keep the elbows in front of you. 5. If the one side is having a harder time, you can sometimes think about how the other side is feeling while doing it, and then mimic it as you go along on that side that doesn't feel quite so secure or quite so sure of itself. Easy. Pull to shoulder weight, squeeze it behind you. 3. Nice and long. Take your time. Again, pull, squeezing together back there. 2. That's right, elbows in front of you. Again, leaning forward, keep that natural arch to your neck and lower back, and then return and rest. Excellent job. Let's go back to our weights. Again, sitting up tall, hands by your shoulders, hands face with our waist, sitting up tall as you can, breathing in. Exhale, drive the arms up. If the weights are too much, use a lighter weight here. And again, they can rotate any way. Elbows come in front of you, hands to shoulders. When you press up, breathe, think of ease. Try not to shrug your shoulders up. They'll just go up and reach automatically. Unlike pulling things, reaching up is a bit of a different emphasis. I'm not thinking of reaching my scapula out and up. Easy. And then down and back together. You can breathe deeply, but often it's more helpful to think of where the elbow and hand are going and let the rotation happen if it needs to. 7. And then all the way down. Breathe. That's a little bit easier for people to conceptualize. Breathe deeply. 6. It's harder to feel this upward rotation of the scapula for people. That's why I'm saying it's not the same as pulling down. It's easier to feel the shoulder blades coming back, down and back together. 4, then up and out. Breathe deeply. You can think of mobilizing the scapula. That's great for your mind-body. 3, but that's hard to teach, especially remotely like this. So just press up, reach out, and acknowledge that your scapula are moving with your arms. Breathe deeply. And no strain to your neck or shoulders, of course. If you have strain here, use a lighter weight or have the arms be a little further apart at the very top. And that was 10. It goes by so quickly. Last round, right? Not so bad. We start sitting up tall. You can go higher on the band to make it more intense or lower to make it a little easier. From tall, you just lean forward here. When I lean, my lower back doesn't round and it doesn't markedly arch, right? And that is a trick to get used to. It takes practice. And again, elbows in front of you, hands, shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down and back together strongly. And then return. Again, exhale, pull together strongly. 9. Really good job. And then inhale. Again, exhale, pull towards you. 8. That's right. Make sure you're not rounding your spine here as you're pulling. 7. Right? You want your spine to be in that nice long line from the tail to the crown of your head. 6. Take your time. Easy. Elbows in front. Shoulder blades together. Hands to shoulders. 5. Really good, everyone. Easy stretch. Again, pull to belly strong. 4. You're doing really well. Breaks are great. Be mindful of where you're looking. Try not to look up or to the floor. 3. Look between. Down at an angle gently. Breathe deeply. 2. Excellent, everyone. One more time. Relax those toes. Again, pull down together. You got it. And then release and rest. Back to our pressing up overhead. Right? You sit up nice and tall. Again, that spinal alignment is really key for your long-term health and well-being, acknowledging where it is and isn't. Press up. It's really helpful to know what a tall spine feels like versus a rounded spine, right? Or a lower back that's not in its natural arch is really helpful to know. 9, so you understand what being tall and centered is. Breathe deeply, reach. 8, otherwise tall has little meaning. Breathe deeply, don't understand that the natural curves are lower back and neck have a matching arch. Your middle back has a opposing arch. Breathe deeply. 6, take your time. Easy, breathe. And your lower back is right around where your waist is. 5, visually that's higher than what most people think. It does taper down to a triangle below your waist. 4, but it's mostly above your waist. Breathe deeply. Easy, at least the parts that are really mobile. 3, easy. The back of your pelvis where your lower back connects to. 2, moves a little bit, but I wouldn't call it mobile in terms of you can manipulate it and move it with your mind and connect mind-body connection. And rest. Excellent job. Now, you can be done, or you can try different patterns here. Isn't that exciting? So I'm still using 2 arms, right? And I have 2 bands, but it works fine with 1 band. Leaning forward here, maintain natural arch. You're going to start with 1 arm, pull. Easy, right? And you're going to switch. Oh, that's nice. Switch the arms. 10. Breathe. And this is a great pattern to do. 9. This is a climbing pattern. And breathe deeply. 8. Use this kind of motion. 7. You climb stairs on handrail. 6. 4. Ladder. Or when you're 5, pulling things to you gently. 4. Easy. And great job. 3. Elbows in front of you to your waist. 2. And I think I got that kind of a little screwed up, and then return. Apologies. Really good job. And you can mimic the same thing with your weight. You can start with 1 weight up. Both arms can move. And here, it's challenging to not move your spine side to side, yeah? And keep your body nice and still. Elbows and shoulders in front of you. 7. Not shoulders, elbows and hands ready. 6. And breathe nice and tall. 5. Some shift is natural. 4, but not a lot. And nice and tall. 3. Great. And breathe deeply. 2. Great job. And excellent job. 1. And bring them down and back to the pulling. You have options here. It doesn't always have to be 2 arms pulling. In fact, I'd argue that it shouldn't always be 2 arms pulling. You want to do different variations to get your spine, but also your whole body strong in different functions. Let's start with the other one. Pull down first. We're starting 1 arm up, 1 down. Nice switch. And 10. Great. And leaning forward. And a natural arch to your lower back. 9. Great. Breathe. And you got it. 8. Nice and tall and long. And you got it. 7. That's right. And easy. 6. So that 1 shoulder blade. 5. And pulls down every time. 4. One side and the other. And great. 3. Beautiful. And nice job. 2. And 1. Both arms up. You did a better job counting on that side. Right? And here we go. Back to other arm up to start. We switch. 10. That's right. And nice and tall. 9. Trying to keep your body nice and tall and stable. You can do this standing as well. 8. It's just easier. And to feel your alignment. 7. When you sit. And standing is great. 6. But today we're just talking about and 5. Feeling your alignment, which takes a lot of proprioception. 4. And having something touch the base of your spine while you're sitting. 3 is really helpful and informative. 2. You got it. And you got it. Bend it down. We've got 1 more round of those to go. Excellent. Leaning forward here. Again, nice natural arc curves. Bring 1 hand to your shoulder, other arm long. Switch the arms and breathe deeply. 10. That's right. Spine nice and long. And 9. 1 shoulder blade pulling at a time. Breathe deeply. 8. That's right. 1 at a time. Breathe deeply. 7. Excellent work there. And easy. 6. You can feel how your spine wants to rock side to side here as well. 5. Breathe and control. 4. It might be a little less noticeable because you're attached to bands that are attached to a solid thing. 3. Easy. 2. Unlike when you press overhead and then rest, the weights aren't attached to anything to help guide you so you can get some feedback from that guided system. Right? It's a bit different here. 1 arm up, other arm down. You choose. Nice and tall. Here we go. And will I count right this time? Who knows? 10. We'll do the best we can. Nice and tall. Breathe deeply. 9. Really well. Nice and strong. Easy. Breathe. 8. Breathe deeply. And as well as not just your shoulder blades moving the weights up, your shoulders move up as well. 6. And breathe deeply. 5. Easy. Breathe. And control. So does the back of your arm. Breathe deeply. 4. As do all of your spinal muscles for support. 3. And your torso muscles. 2. And the muscles in your hips to keep you sitting tall. You got it. All those things work in concert. Great work there. Excellent job. We're just going to stand here. Take a deep breath in. I'll say face profile. Hands to thighs. Bend your knees. You're going to bring your chin to your chest. Press your breastbone back. Just take your hands to your mid-thigh. Give your back a stretch because it'll work very hard there. Breathing in. And exhale, push the floor down and bring it up nice and tall. Great job. Breathing in. Again, chin to chest. Bend your knees. Shoulders go forward. Heart goes back in space. Press the ribs behind you to the wall behind you. Breathing in. You're doing really well. Push the floor. Stack up nice and tall. 1 more time. As you exhale, heart goes back. Round your spine. Curling. Really good job. Stay there. Take a deep breath in. Very good job. Exhale, push the floor down. Roll all the way up. Nice and tall. Vertical. Interlace your fingers. Palms to the sky. Big breath in so you can see me. Stretch over to the side. Exhale, relaxing your shoulders, hips press over. Bring it up tall. Inhale. Other side. Exhale, stretch all the way over. Great job. Bring it up tall. Bend your knees, twist, rotate, spiral. Push to return, inhale. Bend your knees, twist, rotate, spiral. Great. Big breath in center. As you exhale, press the arms down, floor down, crown of the head up, ready for whatever next in front of you. Yay! Congratulations, you made it through. Beautiful work. So that sense of pulling and pushing in this line of pattern, right? So from your shoulder and up, then above your shoulder and down is really great for your long-term health and well-being. Keeping your spine in that supportive position is also really helpful because you're strongest when your spine is lined up and stacked like that. If you strengthen with that in mind, you'll be stronger outside of your exercise practice for longer. I hope you enjoyed this. My name is Eric. This is Nucleus Strength. I look forward to getting stronger with you in the future. Yours in good health. Take care.